What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. We weren't ready. There was no. We're just completely unprepared for a show this morning because there's a lot going on in the market. We've just gotten a little bit of a move back towards that upside. Could be that we're starting to experience that move, if you will. Maybe we're going to get a positive result out of it. The fear and greed index has dropped significantly. We've been waiting for that to happen. But in the meantime, guess what's exploded? DevvE, because DevvE just absolutely continues. So what to do? Well, let's check out the market. Let's see what's going on. And let's find some money. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleed. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
All right, guys, fear and greed is currently sitting at 50 right now. We've seen that significant retracement. We're back down. The market is, cooling off for the last 3 days. Excuse me. Is that the end is the question, and we're going to dig into that and try to figure it out today. Now, the positives. The positives are, if you're part of the DevvE community, you're feeling really good today because DevvE has now pumped to $1.40. DevvE continues to have that nice big move. This is what the candle looks like for the day. Not only did it buy back what it lost yesterday, coming down to $1.09, but it is now it just soared up to $1.45 just a few short minutes ago, and it looks like it's ready for the real breakout, if you will. So when we come over here, what you can see is that we've just this is the volume node right here. And this volume node was the one that I told you was going to be potentially a problem up to $1.50. The impulse move that we're looking at right now should finish around $1.50, right? Well, that looks like where we are right now. If I take this and I move this around, just kind of look, then the impulse move looks like it's been completed for this next range, and that's going to send us up to $2 pretty soon. So, and by the way, to this point, no announcement, there's nothing that's been popped out here by anybody from the DevvE ecosystem saying that something. There's no announcement or anything like that that's happened so far. This is just a natural buildup right now. People getting really excited because the next move is going to be a big one for DevvE. Again, I think this is the one that sets itself up to about $10 now. You do have to break out above 225. That's still the number. You're still going to have to break out above it, but it looks almost rudimentary at this point. The biggest resistance right there, about $1.90. And look, we just seem to keep barreling through. So the question will just be, can we smash through this range? And we'll find out in short order whether we can or not. And look, there's not a lot of people that are going to be here for the end of it. And by the way, if you look at the daily market right now, it's disgusting. USA is just garbage. Look, it's absolutely crazy. This is what happened just a few short hours ago. Like, we've had a nice build up here, and we were up, I want to say, like 70 or 80 billion dollars at one point overnight. We were up 80 billion from where we are right now, so we were up 96 billion dollars. It is down to 16 billion dollars because the garbage that is the United States is sucking the liquidity back out of the market like liquidity is made out of dick. It's just absolutely crazy. Now the Dow Jones is crashing, by the way. So let's go take a quick look and see like what is going on with the Dow Jones. Why is it now? You know, why is there now another one? And the reason for it is because a hot jobs report is sending yields higher. Payroll grew by 256,000 in December, while economists expected to see 155. So there's a massive employment gain. Unemployment fell from 4.2 to 4.1, which is the lowest that you've seen in recent memory. So the yield on the 10-year bonds spiked to its highest levels, though. 10-year Treasury note, let's click on that and see what it is. The 10-year right now is at 4.75%. So just a gigantic number right there. And by the way, the 1 year is at 4.2, for 2 years at 4.3. So there's plenty of growth opportunity here. Again, this is where risk assets, this is guaranteed money. So you can put your money out there for some risk, or you can put your money out there to yield you 4.7% right now on a 10-year bond yield. So that makes it a little bit more attractive than the rest of this market. I mean, you know, at the end of this, on 10 years, you're talking about a 47.53% return. You know, if you just put 10 million in a 10-year, at the end of 10 years, you've made 4.7 million guaranteed money. You know, it takes money to make money, and the market is sizzling and soaring right now. So that means that liquidity is getting sucked out of risk-based assets. So you're seeing a broad sell-off happening right now as people start to parse this data. Now, ultimately, for the United States, this is good data because you want to see jobs being created. You want to see people working. You want to see money in the system. So that being the case, short term looking bearish, but long term that's going to be pretty bullish for everything. So that's what's happening. That's what's going on. That's why the market is doing what it's doing right now. So anyway, back to DevvE, sitting at $1.41 right now, still just continuing the little pump on the hourly right here. Again, spiked up to $1.45. Would like to see one more big surge, get one of those big God candles here, moving it into $1.50, because what you would be looking to do right now is to clean out some of these, what the French call biatches. And that's going to be people up here who bought at or near this top right now, who are not convicted. They are not people of conviction. So what you're looking to do right now is you're looking to empty them into the seller market. And you know that's the next move. And if that happens, then DevvE on its way. So again, I expect to break out to $10 from DevvE very soon, and then $50 probably following that. Again, there's 4 announcements that I want to say are getting ready to come up. 3 with governments, countries, and then 1 with one of the largest fintech organizations on the planet. So get ready for it, because something big is coming for DevvE. Make sure you have a bag today. In the meantime, let's talk about the news. The big news here is XRP. So in the last, let's just call it a few days here. In the last few days here, we've seen Brad Garlinghouse meeting with Donald Trump. We've seen Brad Garlinghouse start talking about how this bull run is going to kick itself off. He's feeling really bullish about it. And why is he feeling bullish about it after his meeting with Donald Trump? Well, the answer to that is most probably that what he's looking at is he's looking at a very big announcement coming very soon. Because look, if Donald Trump is receptive to what it is that he has to offer, and that is the XRP product, by the way, if he's receptive to whatever they're offering, then that would mean that there's probably going to be an announcement of government work for XRP, not just Bank of America, which was announced the other day. They're doing all their stuff on and by the way, the market is now down $2 billion from the day. Just to give you guys a clear understanding of what dirtbag investors the United States is. It's very simple. This market was up $95 billion 3 hours ago, and the U.S. market, once it woke up, just stole all of your liquidity from all of your projects, and it's dumping on your charts all over again, because that's the trash. That's the trash that is the US market. So will it change? I think ultimately it changes. And I think that, again, I think the ultimate numbers here are actually pretty bullish, because creating 256,000 jobs just means that it's not priced in. But ultimately, I think we're going to get a big move. So XRP, let's come back over here and let's look at these are the numbers. Okay, right now trading at $2.26. Now the question is, what is it going to take, and what will XRP do? Well, the answer for me, is it is my belief that Bitcoin is headed to close to 300,000. Bitcoin 3xing from where it is puts it in the realm of about 5.4 to 5.5 trillion dollars in market cap. I think Ethereum is going to 4x from where it is, putting it at 1.2 trillion market cap. But XRP is the gem in this cycle, in these top 10s. I think that's the big one that's going to have the big breakout. So at 226 right now, at a 129 billion market cap, if it were to go to 1.5 trillion market cap, which is going to be commensurate with what Ethereum is going to do, then XRP is going to be worth and valued at $25 a coin. And again, this only takes about a $1.4 trillion market cap. And when I say only, I know there are some people that are like, "Oh, you're gonna be fucking kidding me. That's ridiculous. It's not going to happen." Well, you're not paying attention, because slowly but surely, XRP is becoming the blockchain for this government. So whether it maintains and whether it stays that way, I don't know. But if the banks are buying, and we're starting to see all of these moves into these, if we're starting to see XRP getting absorbed by the broader markets like the Bank of Americas, then it is only a matter of time before the retail market and the institutions start to seize on that opportunity, and they start to pump XRP to the moon. Now, why would they pump XRP to the moon? Well, if we come back over here and we start to look at the market, and we're going to use a higher time frame here, a weekly time frame, and we're going to go back to January of 21, which is the one that matters for us right now. And that's going to be right here. All right, so there's December of 20, right here, January. All right, so look at January, and that's these 4 candles right here, all the way up and down. Okay, so what happened is we led into the beginning of the of January on a high all the way up here, and it came all the way down here, down 35%. So in January of 2021, for the start of the bull run, we ate 35%. Okay, so that did not last very long, because by the time we were through the month of February, from that bottom, we had gone up 140%. So if you are doing the math here, just consider from where we are right now, and this is the dip, by the way. This is the dip. Let me take this out to a day chart, and it'll become a little bit more evident as we look at it. This is July. This is January. All right, so there we go. There's a nice look at January right here. This is the beginning of January. This was the takeoff. This was the breakdown that we had. Now, by the way, this is Monday, January 11. So Monday, January 11, and today's Friday, January 10, by the way. So this is what happened right here at the same time that it's happening right now. Then we got a fake out retest up here. Then we came back down and we tested this bottom again one more time before ultimately kicking it off like crazy in February and going absolutely nuts. So what's happening right now. Remember, I gave you a number of 140% on that last run. So what would that look like? Well, here's the number. Here's where we are. Here's what's going on. 140% takes us into the stratosphere. Okay. It takes us up above where we're even guessing at this point. All right. So we're not going to do 140. All right. 140% is probably off the table right now. That would take us to about a $7.5 trillion market cap. And I don't think that I think ultimately we might get there, but I don't think it currently exists in the market. So I don't know that that's going to do anything. So, what I would think is something along these lines of, remember, that's about 6. So about a 93% up to 6 trillion market cap over the next couple of months. That seems to be more in line with where the money would start to flow and what it would look like, et cetera, et cetera. So I would think that we're probably getting ready for just a dynamic sort of move in this market. I think the total 3 is going to break out as well. We're not seeing the same strength as we're seeing on Bitcoin in the broader market. So some of these alts are going to start popping off, and we'll see. We'll see a nice little run. Okay, so MTB says the current administration is taking a last swing at crypto before they get kicked to the curb. My opinion is the market will not be heading to the upside until mid-February. Then just hold on tight. Well, if you look at the numbers and if you follow the chart and you follow the patterns of the previous market, again, going back into January, then you're going to be right and wrong because we're at the bottom, it looks like, of a big range. Now, if you're saying that, and we're right here right now, we go back up to the top here, you're talking about an increase of 25%. 25% right there. And Vince yesterday, Vince asked, have you done the math on what kind of impact the 6.5 billion sell will have? I think that either it's already happened or it won't matter that much, because when you come to cryptocurrency, yesterday, Bitcoin was trading 65 billion in volume. So this is 10%. So yeah, $63 billion in volume. Are we going to have $6.5 billion worth of buyers stepping in? Most probably. Now, the other thing is, notice this dip that came over here. That dip was happening right around, there's January. Oh, I'm not even in the right spot, by the way. Haha. That'll teach you to trust me. Here it is right here. So this is when Joe Biden took office right here. So you can see a gigantic dump in the market the day that Joe Biden took office. That was the final shakeout. And then we got that big move starting to come up. But this is today. This is what we had today, 4 years ago. And then we had another run that took us back up into this range. And that was an increase of previously 32%. So we had a real breakout happening right in front of our face. It was a fake out. It was not a real breakout. It was a fake out. But then it took us to this spot right here. And then the next thing you know, there's the bull run right there. So this is why I think that ultimately this thing is going to just absolutely explode and rip. The average amount is 216%. So if the average of the total market cap is 216%, and by the way, that doesn't include the double top. That doesn't include this, but 216% on the initial sell in May and walk away run. So that portion, that is significant and that is gigantic. If you use the same logic over here, just on altcoins, just using alts from January, which is right about here is where we are today. That big run right there for altcoins was 500%. So the average amount of gains for all altcoins was 5x. Look at your wallet right now and imagine everything in your wallet going 5x. And by the way, that's an average. So some of them will go higher, some of them will not. Lower market caps probably get a little bit of a bigger pump. Oh, by the way, we're up $16 billion as the market. That reversal didn't last very long. That was just the U.S. market playing dog shit because that's what they are. So, anyway, so 540% increase right there. That's over a 5x on average. Again, if your bags just pumped 5x, everything that you have just pumped 5x, then you're going to be in great shape. Okay. I mean, will it make you rich? I don't know. That's going to be based on your bag. Some of your projects are going to go, by the way, I don't think that Cardano is going to 5x. I don't think that, a lot of these projects that are already in the multi-billion market cap, I don't think they're going to 5x. I think Ethereum 4x's at a maximum. A lot for a lot of these, same thing. But, something like DevvE, I think it's going to 50x from where it is right now. You know what I mean? So there are some out there with low market caps that are going to be really experiencing a pump off of this. So guys, you are almost there is basically what I'm telling you. You've almost made it. We are so close, and that breakout is getting ready to happen. And when that breakout happens, then everybody's life here is going to be just forever changed. It's not the US market. The Asian market dumps the price all the time as well. Yeah, but the Asian market is predictable. I know when the Asian market's going to dump. That part's obvious. You can see that every single day on the charts. You know when the European market starts to pump, when the US market starts to pump with it, then the Asian market is going to take profit. Those are obvious. What's not obvious is the random bullshit that US institutions use in order to steal money from you. So, and it is not the same, by the way. It is not the same at all. And by the way, if you watch these charts for any length of time, you'll come to the same conclusion. Nothing has really changed. Now, let's talk about MSI for just a second. If you haven't already, you got to get yourself a bag of MSI. MSI, by the way, is buying up their own project right now for this market and not pumping. Like there's a lot of stuff over here right now is just not pumping. You see DevvE is the DevvE and the Fiat, they're both a part of the same ecosystem. So they're pumping, and you've got a little bit of a pump over here on SWP. That's the Saitama Wolfpack, still trading at 0.003, which is up from 0.002 the other day. So, it had a nice increase. API 3 getting a little bit of a move back towards the upside, but not really. So everything really is just kind of, and I've removed a couple of different coins and stuff out of here. But you can look down here, and let me show you something that's consistent right now. Solana has gone from really strong looking like it's ready for that final breakout to looking really, really weak. So Bonk down, Sato down, CCC down, MSI down, Gummy down, Kenji down, and no one will know down, LFGO down, HIS down big. All of these things are down significantly. The only one just kind of trending right now is SWP. So the money is coming out of Solana right now. Solana not showing the strength that we would like to see out of it. And that, of course, affects all these different projects. But Solana will reverse very, very soon. It's just a matter of timing at this point, and we haven't reached that time, that moment where we just like, bang, there it goes. So let's look at Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing on the daily. We had a nice spike, by the way. If you look at the chart here, you can see that the Bitcoin was all the way up to 95,300 just like 2 hours ago before the US market came online. It was at 95,288 at that's 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. this morning, when you woke up, you had a $95,000 Bitcoin. As soon as the U.S. market came online, you had a $92,000 Bitcoin. And all you had was a bunch of Americans looking at their phone, getting the data, and saying, they took our jobs. They took our jobs. Or whatever they said. 256,000 jobs, and we're dumping the market. Let it sink in. Let it sink in for just a second. So, looks like potential for recovery. Again, we're on the 1 hour right now. As you start to zoom out, you get more and more bullish by it because you like that big move that you had. You like that big retest down at the bottom. You like the fact that this wick got bought up very quickly. That seems pretty clean. That seems like we're back in positive momentum. Looks like we could be testing these right here. And in the event that we have a surge in price that allows for a test, that will create a golden cross, and we'll have a golden cross leaning into it, and that'll be positive momentum. So the real possibility that we see that playing out over the next day or 2 or 3. Might take a little bit longer, so you never really know. But people who are asking when $25, the when $25 is very simple. When you look at the chart, then you get an idea that the market is going to soar. So it's going to be by May. So I would put a target of $25 up here, right there. And let's put this to right there. So May is right where I think it's going to happen. And right there. Now, remember, when we did this the last time, in at the beginning of May, that's when we had our top. And then all of a sudden, you saw sideways chop and sideways action. Let's go back to the total, and let's look at May of 2021. May of 2021 was one of the tops of the market, but let's look at it objectively and see what we can come up with. Let's do it on the daily here. There we go. So that's May right there. Now, we start to zoom in, and I can't believe I just did this like a dork. All right, there we go. All right, so this was the big candle right here. This was May the 12th. So from May the 12th, we had a gigantic wick right there. Then we had another one the next day. So we had obviously reached a top. We had double top, by the way, and we had a bearish divergence. You see it right there. We had boom. And then right here, boom. We had a bearish divergence on the chart at that point. Up to that point, we had a bearish divergence over here and a big breakdown. But generally speaking, we've been, we're in the bull run, right? So we get this bearish divergence right there, May 12, and everything dumps, and it dumps, and it dumps, and it dumps. And the low of the market ends up being right there, July 20 of 2021. So that's when it goes down. And then on July 20th, everything turns around and the market explodes. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think the same thing is going to happen, that we're going to want to sell somewhere in May by the early parts of May. If we get this move right here and we start to get this surge, and here's the number. Really, I guess this is the number that matters the most. Take the top over here and the top over here. We get about a 12-14% surge above what we think is the top. We get about a 12% surge, 10% surge above our previous top from April, which should be coming around the middle of April. If we get something around the middle or third week of April, maybe even the first week of April, we get something like that, and then we get a secondary pump right there. That's going to be the pump to take your profit. That's going to be, if you're guessing, that's going to be the spot to take it. Take your profits at that point. Leave your skeleton bag in, don't touch anything, and then allow it to all come back down and then reaccumulate sometime in July for that secondary run up and that secondary surge. Basically, what I'm saying is make your money and then make your money all over again as we try that double top. I don't know, by the way, that we will double top, but I do know that we will come down because we will sell in May and walk away, and that will be a hard moment right there if you don't pay attention to it. And by the way, if I do that and I say, well, what about April and May? Here's April and May of 2022. Okay. So May right there. And then what happens in May? Oh no, everything falls apart through June, falls apart through June, falls apart. Middle of July. What happens in the middle of July? Big pump. That's in the bear market, by the way. So then what happens in 2023? Well, the market has suddenly resumed its bullishness. So what do we get here? We got April. We get to the end of April right here. And there's May. We're in May. April was where the top is. We don't get the secondary top. And then what do we get? We get this dump right here. It takes us into June. This takes us into the August months. It doesn't pump until October in 2023. 2024, what happens in May? Right about here. Sell in May and walk away. And it went down through August. And that's where the reversal happened in August. So, and by the way, there's no exact science to it, but that's what we're looking for. And that's what I intend to do. What I intend to do is exit this market around May and get out for a little while and then let the market dump a little bit. And then I start looking at it. I'm getting this big dump over here. And then that's when I'm going to go back into the market spot only. I won't be doing any leverage trading at that point. Spot only, and just let it surge one last time and see if that surge, that one last time, is a big and profitable surge. And by the way, most of the money at that point, I assume at that point that I will have made a couple $1 million. So at that point, anything that I put in is going to go into Bitcoin for the most part. And then my conviction plays. My conviction plays are still DevvE, so I'll continue to hold on to DevvE. API 3, I'll continue to hold on to API 3. MSI, I'll continue to hold on to MSI. And CC Coin, I'll continue to hold on to CC Coin because I think, I think that's when, I think each and every one of these is going to at least 100x. Now for API 3, I think that's actually 80x. I don't think that's actually 100x. But I think the rest, all of this stuff is going to at least 100x. So that's the way I'm playing this market. That's what I'm doing with it. So have yourself some MSI token because this is going to be one of those gems. Ticker trending is the reason that it's going to be a gem. So with Monkey Soul Inu, the ticker trending, they've already used $100,000, in case you didn't know, they've already used $100,000 from profits made from ticker trending in order to buy back MSI on the chart. And they become the big bag that holds. So now during this bearish phase of the market, of course, it's weighing down and people are not throwing their money at it. Most people are throwing their money right now at Bitcoin or large caps. They're not throwing it at the small caps. The exception to that really is like DevvE, SWE. I think they've done a pretty good job of throwing money at. VeChain the other day broke out from 2 cents to 7 cents. So there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them out here that have had some nice big recoveries, but generally speaking, there's not a lot. TARS AI, if that launched just recently. So yeah, we're getting close. We're almost at the spot where everything is going to break out. So and more projects, by the way, for those of you that don't know, ticker trending now supports pump.fun. So you'll start to see some pump.fun projects being listed on ticker trending. And look, at some point, Dex Screener, Dex Tools, all of these different places, they all got their start. And they were, just like ticker trending and just like Monkey Soul. That's all this was. They got their start, and then all of a sudden people started to pay attention. So go check out ticker trending today. If you like it, save it, use it every once in a while, and it's going to make your life easier. And then, by the way, down at the bottom, you've got all the recently added tokens. You've got the blockchains. You've got the meme tickers. You've got the AI tickers. You've got the utility tickers, and then you've got the GameFi tickers. So there's a lot to like here. So if you are a fan, there's an opportunity right there for you. So with that being the case, that is my time. I'm off. I know I'm missing a bunch of different things here, but just one of those days. So shout out to everybody, and we'll see you soon. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 2024 was a massive year for Cryptonomy.finance. 2025 expects to be even bigger. Folks, we're getting into the bull run right now, and to celebrate, Cryptonomy is having a new year giveaway with a chance to start 2025 with something quite extraordinary. The prizes up for grabs at Cryptonomy are a Range Rover autobiography. 3 winners will receive 1 Bitcoin each. There'll be 30 iPhone 16 Pro Max winners and 100 winners of $100 in Pepe. And how you participate is this: open and hold active margin positions on Cryptonomy's trading platform, invest in the Launchpool during the eligibility period, and entries will close on January 11 at 11:59 p.m. UTC. The winners will be announced on January 12. So what does that look like? All right, I ain't no fool. So we're going 20,000 into the Launchpool contract. Now I'm going to use the bronze level. We've created the contract, so we are locked in. Also, the second thing that we had to do was set up a margin trading position. My position right now on my Bitcoin long is 148.5%. On Ethereum, 123.76. We're getting into the bull run right now. We're going to open up a long with 50 Solana. We're going to take that position right now. 148% is the expected profit. We're going to use a 10x leverage position, and we've confirmed. And now we have another position open, 50 Solana this time. Let's see how this goes. I think these are going to be incredible returns. Join me on this journey. Now look, we already know a lot about Cryptonomy and its strengths, and I'm excited to highlight them again. As someone who's worked with the company for a long time, I'm confident to say that 2025 is set to be a breakthrough year. With major updates and collaborations on the horizon, Cryptonomy is ready to soar to new heights. You can earn great passive returns on staking and other programs. You can gain exclusive bonuses, including Cryptonomy token airdrops at their launches in early 2025, and enjoy countless other perks that come with being part of this growing ecosystem. Now is the perfect time to get involved. Don't miss your chance to benefit from everything Cryptonomy has to offer and kickstart your journey with a winning